I walked in the back door and I saw a bald head and I said, hey, it looks like Kevin Brady. Turns out it was Kevin Brady, you know what I'm saying? So good to see the back of you.
You're a sweet talker, Senator. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. Chairman Brady, this review is coming when there's increased awareness of Chinese surveillance of American society using software. Now, these cars that could be manufactured, or the software which could be brought in cars manufactured in Mexico to the U.S., could be thoroughly equipped with things which would report back to the CCP. This is not against the Chinese people. It is the effort of the CCP. So should we have explicit restrictions on Chinese manufactured connected vehicle components and autonomous vehicle software?
Senator, this seems to be one of the highest priorities of the president and the ambassador as well. It reflects the concerns from Congress in this area as well. I predict that the economic security improvements and discussions in this review will be of the highest priority, may well be the most significant improvements in this agreement going forward. And I expect China, issues of transshipments, of investment screening, of those issues you raised, I think is going to be one of the most consequential discussions we have in the review.
Related to that, should the trilateral agreement include agreement upon export controls upon semiconductors and AI chips?
Well, I've certainly seen that raised by members of Congress during this review. This is the opportunity to bring that to the table for the ambassador, obviously, to have those conversations.
Mr. McCarthy, if we were going to be concerned about the supply side, if you will, of stuff which may come through Mexico into the U.S., but we think it's a threat to our national security, how do you implement those protections?
Well, very good question, Senator. First thing that I hear from our members when we talk about this, because our members develop a lot of the technology that is available here in the U.S. in those areas, is the need for strong enforcement and the importance of, again, continuing this trilateral agreement so that we have this framework to ensure that strong enforcement. I would also mention, you mentioned about connected vehicles. The administration has already taken some steps on this sensitive technology. So Commerce has been quite aggressive. We work with them to prevent technology from connected vehicles being able to come into the U.S. from those countries. So there's already, and we worked hard with them to shape and comply with that. And by the way, that supersedes USMCA, that protection.
I'm not sure I understand, though.
Yes.
If I'm building something in Mexico, how do we make sure that that's implemented? As I understand it, when you bring things across the border, you have to have a complete manifest if you're at a land border, but not if you're shipping by sea. And so is that a loophole, or no, we're going to cover it because somehow we'll inspect plants, manufacturing plants in Mexico and capture the data?
On vehicles, it's largely not, because it eventually goes into that supply chain and the vehicles that come in. But you do raise an interesting issue that I would like to emphasize, which is illegal transshipment. This is a very big concern of our members. We've been very welcome of the strong enforcement that has been there on that front. Our members are business people. We're pro-competition, but we must have a level playing field. And again, been very encouraged with the efforts to strongly enforce our laws on illegal transshipment.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, you're from Texas. This is an issue affecting Gulf states. Mexican lanchas illegally harvest red snapper from U.S. waters. So last month, I led a letter from colleagues to NOAA documenting that seized red snapper volumes rose almost 30% last year, and Department of Homeland Security found that Coast Guard only interdicts 1 in 5 detected incursions. We're told that it is cartels that are managing this. So another way to do it. Now, NOAA has the ability to restrict related imports, but has never used it. I guess maybe this is not for the chairman, but for Mr. Vanderschaaf. Do you agree that tax agreements should prevent illegally harvested products from accessing U.S. markets? And then after that, Chairman Brady, should the 2026 review incorporate anti-IUU fishing cooperation between the U.S. and Mexico? Mr. Vanderschaaf?
Senator Cassidy, thank you for that question. I don't know if I'm prepared to answer that question. I don't have enough information.
Okay. And Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, Senator, I would agree. I'm not as familiar with the issue, certainly not to the degree you are. I do think the review is an opportunity to bring these issues to the ambassador, the administration in these conversations.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you. Senator Warnock.